Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, of course, in this episode, I want to continue where I left off with regard to discussing Eastern nutrition and foods that can keep your nutritive chi, or should I say your immune system, healthy. No, not nutritive chi, protective chi. Foods that can keep your protective chi healthy. Now, I'm glad I received lots of thanks from many of you over the Acupuncture is My Life app. And of course, you guys had a few questions. And you know, to my surprise, there were quite a few of you from Europe and Africa and South America that inquired about honey. What about honey? I thought honey was great, for immune health, or should I say, nourishing your protective chi. And yes, it is. And I do enjoy interacting with many of you over the Acupuncture is My Life app. And if you don't already own the app, download it. It's free. It's your app store. But yes, honey's great. It's a great substitute for the white sugar, big time. Honey is great. When you want to sweeten up your teas or your cereal or many other things. But honey is also used to sort of ease or get rid of a persistent cough. Okay, because honey tends to relieve symptoms of cough better than an antihistamine cough suppressant. And many individuals are unaware of that. Okay, and there are many individuals who find themselves even waking up coughing at night. Just add a little honey to your diet. Because an acupuncturist fully understands when we're doing Eastern nutrition consultation sessions, is that honey is great for the stomach, spleen, and the lungs. 3 important organs when looking to strengthen a person's nourish their protective chi. You see, honey has the ability to energize the stomach, spleen, and lungs, and it's helpful for fluid retention as well. That's why, again, see a physician annually, do your regular annual checkups, blood work, urinalysis, and so forth. Talk with the physician for a minute, but make regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist. It's extremely important. You know what else is great for your immune system? Kefir. Why? Because kefir provides a huge range of beneficial bacteria and yeasts that tend to work together to make your immune system work more efficiently. Kefir is great. Like, sometimes I recommend that to some patients when after diagnosing them and their protective chi is like deficient, I may recommend kefir to them. Because the important areas of the body when it comes to nourishing protective chi is, of course, the stomach and spleen. And again, the spleen doesn't function to an acupuncturist the same way it does in biomedicine. The spleen does follow many of the functions of the pancreas, so it can sort of be seen as such. So I don't want you guys to misunderstand that. And to learn more, just watch Acupuncture is My Life on YouTube. I talk about the different functions of the yin and yang organs, and so forth. So there's much to learn simply from watching that channel. But kefir has specific microbes in it that tends to prime the immune system against bacterial infection. So it's something to consider, but I recommend sitting with an acupuncturist to undergo a full assessment before indulging in kefir or certain other foods. See a specialist, see a professional before determining how you ultimately want to nourish your protective chi, or should I say immune system, and strengthen it. Another is rapeseed oil. Great for your heart. Not only does it strengthen heart chi, but heart yin and heart yang. It has all of those healthy monounsaturated fats that you'll find in extra virgin olive oil. But it also has an added benefit. It has a high concentration of the antioxidant vitamin E, which is another important nutrient for strengthening your protective chi. Okay, keep in mind, vitamin C regenerates vitamin E after it's done its job protecting cells within the body. So to eat vitamin C rich vegetables such as peppers or spinach or kale, imagine having a kale salad drizzled with rapeseed oil. Bam! You cannot go wrong. There's no way you can go wrong with that combination. And see, I'm giving this to you for free over a podcast. Many of you would have to pay for this when you sit with an acupuncturist. But here it is. And this is why many of you listen to Acupuncture is My Life podcast. Why? Because here at Acupuncture is My Life, we understand that health is wealth. We know that the wealth is not in a cryptocurrency account or in an app on your phone. We know it's not in a bank, nor is it in a safe. The wealth is not in your wallet, it's not in your purse, nor is it in your pocket. The wealth is not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. And it's not under the mattress in your bedroom, where most of you like to look and get upset because you realize there's nothing there. The wealth is in you. That's where the wealth is. It's in you. And it's important that you remain aware of that. But other types of foods that are awesome for nourishing protective chi, or strengthening your immune system, should I say, is to indulge in whole grains. Include whole grains in your diet. Whole grains are really, really good for you. Why? Because it increases a certain type of bacteria known as lactospira, which produces short-chain fatty acids that are needed to nourish your protective chi. Why? Because consuming or undergoing a whole grain diet, you're going to increase certain types of T cells, or T cells, which is a type of white blood cell that wards off or fights infections. And that's important. So you want to include whole grains in your diet as well. And I've spoken of this in the past. Oats. Have a bowl of oatmeal. Put some blueberries and raspberries in it. Think about what you're doing. Now, the raspberries are great for the heart. I've spoken of this in the past. Color-oriented, healthy foods. Red foods tend to benefit and nourish the heart. Black or dark colored foods nourish the kidneys. Blueberries. Now you're dealing directly with a yin and yang picture, which represents the kidney, the heart and kidneys. Now you put raspberries and blueberries in your oatmeal, sprinkle a little cinnamon in there, boom. Oh my gosh. Someone will have to take the oatmeal away from you one morning because you'll be eating it every day. Understand something. See, oats are rich in beta-glucan, which tends to prevent or reduce symptoms of even the common cold. Not only is it loaded with fiber, but it's also loaded with B vitamins, which are definitely good for you. You see, an acupuncturist understands that oats benefits the stomach, the spleen, the kidneys, the heart, the lungs, and large intestine. Because we understand that it tends to build stamina as well as internal warmth. It can serve as, let's say, a chi and blood tonic. It tends to stabilize blood sugar. What else? It soothes the digestive as well as the nervous system. Look at all of that you're getting for breakfast from a bowl of oats, and just throw in some fruits and a little bit of cinnamon. Forget about it. How do you go wrong? And you're learning all of this from an acupuncturist. And you also want to focus on prebiotic fiber. Why? Because foods that tend to be rich in certain types of prebiotic fibers that basically nourish good gut bacteria tend to include, let's say, asparagus, onions, garlic, leeks, Jerusalem, artichokes. I mean, prebiotic fiber is super, super important to include in your diet. Let's take, for instance, garlic, right? To an acupuncturist, we understand that it nourishes the spleen, the stomach, and the lungs. There are those all important 3 internal organs for strengthening protective chi. Why? Because garlic tends to warm a person's middle jiao, which consists of the spleen and stomach. It improves their digestion. What else? It promotes circulation. And it's great functioning as an antiviral and an antibacterial. And it tends to kill parasites, internal parasites, as well as it improves digestion. And let's look at another example. Let's say leeks, which is an awesome prebiotic. It's great for the lungs, liver, kidneys, and stomach. Why? Because it moves chi. It tends to warm the middle jiao. It also moves blood stasis. So when your blood becomes static, leeks are great for moving the blood. It also dissipates internal cold, and as well as it counters bleeding and diarrhea. Okay, my favorite is onions. Now, onions are great for the lungs, the stomach, as well as the large intestine. Why? Because onions tend to activate yang within the body, and it descends qi. It also aids in bowel movements, and it can lower a person's blood pressure as well as reduce cholesterol. And I like to be very careful when discussing or talking about cholesterol, because cholesterol is very important for you. And many individuals are under the false impression that you should avoid, cholesterol, and I'm not even going to get into that discussion. I'm going to leave it up to you to see an acupuncturist to discuss that matter further. But when it comes, again, to prebiotics, it can stimulate the immune system by improving the balance between, let's say, anti-inflammatory and inflammatory chemicals, which are called cytokines. And I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about cytokine storms over these past few years. I'm not going to dive into that, but leeks has the ability to improve the balance between anti-inflammatory and inflammatory chemicals. So that's also great. I mean, who is not cooking with onions and a little garlic every now and then? I know so many people turn away from asparagus. Asparagus is good. It's actually good. Steam it, and I won't even tell you how to cook it. See an acupuncturist. All right? But asparagus is like awesome. And then back again to berries. Because berries contain a wide range of phytochemicals, including anthocyanins, which tends to boost the health of good bacteria in a person's gut, which of course intends to, in turn, benefits your immune system or your protective chi. I keep discussing the importance of the middle jiao, which to an acupuncturist consists of the spleen and stomach. But most berries are loaded with vitamin C, which many of you globally understand the importance of vitamin C when it comes to immune health. Many of you understand that. I mean, in many ways, it comes down to diet. In many ways, it always comes back to diet. But you want to include different types of berries in your diet. Let's take, for instance, cranberries. Many people don't discuss cranberries, but cranberries are so beneficial to your health. It's great for your bladder, the kidneys, and large intestine. It increases your appetite, and it also clears out internal heat as well as dampness. And these are things in which your acupuncturist would discuss with you. So don't always just think about cranberries, blueberries. Raspberries and blueberries. Include cranberries, include strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. I mean, there's so many different types of berries out there that gives you options. When you want something sweet, but is also healthy for you. It gives you plenty of options to choose from. And you can get away from the snacks that's loaded with that bad sugar that's like wreaking havoc on your immune system. Imagine seeing an acupuncturist, changing your diet for the better, and receiving acupuncture treatments. This is why so many individuals globally fall in love with acupuncture. This is why and you'll never hear me say this again, but this is why it's hard to get an appointment at Acupuncture's My Life clinic here in New York City. Because once you undergo regular wellness treatments, do a few Eastern nutrition consultation sessions with an acupuncturist, and more, it becomes hard to live without seeing an acupuncturist after that. It really does. I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. Acupuncture's awesome. It is what it is. I mean, don't be upset because it's awesome. But also don't be afraid to try it. Don't be afraid to try it. Simply make acupuncture a part of your life, okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?